are at Japanoid Motors in New West, BC. Super funky dealership. We're going to have a chance to talk to the owner, David Jupp. Tell me about how Japanoid came about.
Well, my son started the company. Basically, he went to Japan a few times to visit a friend, and saw all these wonderful cars over there that were, small displacement, smaller footprint type cars, and wondered why we couldn't bring them over to Canada.
So, David, what modifications do you need to do to these cars to make them compliant?
The provincial government's role is to make sure the vehicles meet the standards of vehicles that are 15 years old. And we have to make considerable changes to them because some of the Japanese vehicles did not have daytime running lights in them, for instance, and we must put daytime running lights in them. Front and rear marker lights have to be put on the vehicle. We have to change the headlights in them to make sure that they're what they call right-hand traffic and not left-hand traffic like the Japanese are, of course, driving on the other side of the road.
Tell me about the fuel efficiency.
Well, most of the vehicles that we bring in, if they're not diesel, are getting between 35 to 45 to 55 miles per gallon.
Wow.
Or, 6 to 7 liters per 100 kilometers.
That sounds amazing.
And it isn't just gasoline that creates a low environmental impact. It's the car themselves, from the aspect of, instead of having 16-inch tires on a truck, our truck tires are 12 inches. So they take a lot less space up in the landfill. These things take 2.5 liters of oil when you do an oil change instead of 7 in a regular truck.
Wow.
Many other aspects, the actual volume mass of the vehicle is so much smaller than a truck. When you go to recycle it, you're recycling less mass.
Yeah.
So it isn't just gasoline that's low environmental impact. The Japanese build these cars for their environment, which is very, very crowded traffic conditions.
How do you address the right-hand drive concern?
Well, basically, the transition from left-hand drive to right-hand drive is very minimal. People that have, and I was one of the skeptics. I mean, I looked at it when they first came out and said, I'm going to drive that car. That's right-hand drive. I could get used to it. But I took it around the block once and I came back and said, hey, this is a piece of cake.
I'm ready to go for a test drive. Well, it takes some getting used to being on right-hand drive. The blinkers are over here and I automatically went to my left, but I imagine the transition's probably pretty quick. One of the things I find really interesting about this vehicle is that it's actually pretty glamorous. It's got the most beautiful leather seats, and it's got all this scallop detailing on the interior trims, like around the steering wheel, which I find amazing because the price point on this car is just so low. I would love to be driving around on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon in this sweet little car that nobody else has, that I know when I go to the pump is going to cost me nothing. One of the things I really like about this car is that this huge roof that just totally retracts. It's a 91 and they only made 20,000 of them. And they were so exclusive when Nissan made them that you actually had to win a lottery ticket to have the opportunity to buy it. For the new driver's seat, I'm Jamison. See you next time.